I think that we need a national strike to reset our whole entire value system.
Heard it here first. National strike.
We need a national strike. I think that we have forgotten why we support workers and why we need workers. And I think that there was an advent of a lot of corporations pushing anti-blackness to say that now that black people are getting some of these good jobs and these union jobs, now it's these jobs are elitist. You don't need these jobs. You don't need these union benefits.
We always catch the blowback and the blame and the fallout.
And as a result of that, now everyone is suffering. We talk about like the advent of AI, but most AI was what? It was black and brown people, the pictures, the models. And now that the AI is going to be replacing these writers and these creatives, there are whole entire shows coming out that's written completely by AI.
Absolutely.
And now that you're going to be replaced, now you see that AI was a threat. But when you thought it was just getting rid of
models,
black models or McDonald's workers, you were okay with that.
True.
When you thought it was making working class people suffer, you're okay with that. And now when you realize it comes for you, I always talk about the boomerang effect. People throw stuff out there thinking it's just anti-blackness and thinking that only black people will be harmed by these things. And they forget that boomerang comes right on
100%.
back and will cut them down too. And so I call for a national workers strike where we have a national workers referendum and we fight for the things that will make us safe. We should not be working 40 plus hours a week. It's still struggling.
True.
I think that they said most people have to work like 80 hours a week
Absolutely.
to like pay the rent for a single bedroom apartment, and nobody is making that. Like
that is a fascinating point and a great point to make.
Like Miracle said, just to highlight just like the housing crisis right now, like interest rates, rents are jumping up astronomically high all over the country, even in like lower class areas. Like you have rents that are just unaffordable. Everything is just in a state of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just everything is fragile. Everything's unaffordable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's just like this delicate balance that if you're not like really just out here caked up, you're struggling.
Yeah, you're struggling.
Like it doesn't like you can be okay for a month, but next month you might be up.
Would there be a situation, or do we see a situation where you could organize even like for a national strike? Is something that I know. I think it's been talked about. I know they've done something similar like in the Bay Area where they've just done a strike where it's like everybody don't work today. We've seen some of that. But would in terms of like, I know people are saying like boycotting streaming services with that, because so many people rely on these services for like some type of entertainment.
Man, we couldn't boycott the NFL.
y'all couldn't even boycott Kanye for 24 hours.
Come on. Hey, listen.
Looking at you for
like my thing is, I think it has to be gradual.
You don't
right?
have Kanye's on today. You don't have Yeezy.
Yeezys are coming back to Foot Locker. You see that?
They are, but no, when we literally asked people, we said, just don't listen to the record for the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because the first 24 hours is the most important. Y'all, hour 25, y'all can do it, and y'all say no. But I think it has to be incremental.
Yes.
So it has to be like Tuesdays at 2, don't watch any streaming services.
Yes.
For like 1 hour. I think we have to start building and like mobilizing,
Yes.
and that's what people forget. You have to organize people.
Yes.
You can't just call for a strike tomorrow. I think people are going to show up.
100%.
People have to build up to these things
Yes.
and get familiar with that. And I think that in the interim, billionaires are going to have to organize themselves and understand that literally, if they just help people live a good basic life, they could go about their billionaire yacht day. I don't know what billionaires do. Like, they wouldn't have to be worried about people eating them if they would just do right by folks.
But I thought they were organized. I thought that's what the Illuminati was. Wasn't that?
Right. Well, they got to come back and do that. Figure out how they're going to give back to the communities.
Yes.
And how they're not going to make people miserable in order to obtain and maintain their wealth.
Yeah, because like you said, I mean, we're very close to that. That scene in Dark Knight Rises where people are just running up into wealthy people's homes. I mean, we're getting really close to that.
Ironically, that was filmed in Pittsburgh.
And so if we, again, like you said, I mean, it would be better for everybody to, again, like if you have $10 billion, maybe you just take $2
billion. Come on.
And kind of redistribute that amongst
but
working
that sounds
class
too much
people.
like socialism. Can't do that.
I mean, again, the
have no communism.
The other scenario is we call the orcas, and then now now nobody can go on their yachts, right? We got the orcas ready. So there was also
orchestrated violence.
We gotta organize.
We gotta organize. Yeah. There was also an interesting back and forth that happened last week in Congress that sparked a debate, and it's always like a right versus left. Of course, it's America. And it was, do we know what this congressman's name is? What's this guy's name?
It doesn't necessarily matter.
Okay, his name is Eli Crane.
That's like another comic book villain name.
Eli Crane definitely owned slaves.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Eli Crane. Eli Crane is a congressman from Arizona. And Eli Crane was speaking about an amendment that he was trying to put together. And I'm not going to say he misspoke. I think he spoke exactly how he wanted to say. Can you play that clip, Farouk, sir?
Arizona. Well, Mr. Chairman, though that was unbelievably inspiring, my amendment has nothing to do with whether or not colored people or black people or anybody can serve. Okay? It has nothing to do with
Mr. Speaker. Absolutely
any of that
not.
stuff. What we want to preserve and maintain is the fact that our military does not become a social experiment. We want the best of the best. We want to have
Who was the lady that stood up and was like, "Yo, censor that man"? Colored people. We bringing it back. We are
Representative Joyce Betty from Columbus.
Okay, yeah, Joyce Betty shut it
Columbus,
down.
Ohio. Yeah.
I think we met her. Didn't we?
We did.
We met Joyce when we was out there with Cori Bush.
I think she's the leader of the African American caucus.
And this is precisely why I don't like BIPOC. Like, I hate.
What's BIPOC got to do with it though?
Because it's BIPOC, black, indigenous
it's
people
our
of
fault.
color. No,
it's
no, like it's just another way to call us colored people. I don't like
BIPOC.
It. Yeah, BIPOC. It's just.
But isn't people of color?
But you're just
very
switching,
different than colored.
No, because
people.
you're just switching the subject and predicate.
So you're saying
people of color is whack.
Hold up, MAGA Muslim. What you're saying?
Call us people of the global majority.
Okay, but you're saying people of color and colored people are the same thing?
Absolutely. It's just a subject and a predicate switch. If you look at how it's phrased in a sentence.
Do you know the historical context?
He don't care
of colored people, of that word.
Yes, that's why I would prefer you call us people of the global majority.
But what I'm saying is, colored people, the word has an historical context.
Yes,
that is derogatory towards black people. People of color does not have that history.
It's to me, it's no different than saying.
But wouldn't that history be different? Correct?
People of color is a new saying.
Yes.
But it's
so
no
people
different
of
than
color.
But how is that different than colored people?
The difference is colored people.
It's the same thing, bruv.
Well, it's people-centered language.
Not the same thing.
It's the same. No, it's just an underhanded way. It's a backhanded compliment.
Let me ask you a question. Who came? So it was black people and other people of color that came up with the term people of color.
I am aware of what you're saying. I'm saying I don't like that either.
Oh, okay, but you can't say it's the same. You can't say I'm aware that colored people has a historical.
Yes, you can because you
wait. That it has a derogatory history, particularly referring to black people.
Yes, absolutely.
As colored people,
yes,
it has been.
But you're not nicing it up by switching it around.
Wait. Has been deemed derogatory. And that black people said, that's not who we are.
Right.
Call us black people. Some people went on to say African American, but it was black people that said, no, we're not colored people. We're black. We want to be called black.
Right.
Similarly, people said you can call, if you're referring to more than black people, you can use the term people of color. That was a term that we said was acceptable.
And I still don't, me personally, I don't like it.
Okay, so you can say you don't like it.
But to me,
what you can't say
is no. Yes, I can.
You can't say it's the same thing.
Yes, I can because it's still rooted in the same thing.
It's not rooted in the same thing.
You could make the same argument.
It's not. How?
Your exact definition, because black people said we don't want that. We want to be called this. We want to use this.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's absolutely the same thing. It's because people of color and colored people.
It's not the same thing.
It is.
You're looking at it from a like, oh well.
I'm looking at how it makes me feel. Like I don't like it.
Again, how it makes you feel is this one thing to say, in my opinion.
Okay, so in my opinion, it is the same thing.
And
in my opinion,
you share a similar opinion with right wing MAGA folks because
I've never heard that before.
Because this is actually when you go under the thing of this clip, that's all they said. The right wing MAGA folks said people of color and colored people are the same thing. Black people like myself and Miracle in Trouble, we said.
Just like,
no,
what?
colored people actually is not the same thing because colored people was a word that was derogatorily used to black people historically.